The humble Finessors.
We don't have
Episode
37, I think. Are we? I'll double check. Let's get the fact checking here.
I think it's 38.
I think you're right. I think it is 38.
Welcome to the Humble Finessors.
Number 38.
As he fact checks, I'm going to ask you guys how you guys doing out there. I'm going to ask this guy, how's he doing? How you doing?
I'm all right, you know, little lethargic, but I'll be okay.
A little tired?
A little tired, yeah.
All right.
I have no reason to be, though.
Well,
no reason at all.
Every week I ask this guy to, you know, if he brought me a Monster or a Rock Star. I don't know what the kids are drinking these days, Red Bulls. I don't know. And there's always a calm, cool no.
How many crackheads go back to the crack house or go back to their den with an extra rock for someone?
What does this have to do with anything, dude?
All the theme.
All the time, actually.
With an extra, like, here, have my extra.
Well, no, it's like a gift. It's like here, I brought this extra crack rock so we can smoke
maybe
it
for
together.
Christmas. Maybe some wholesome crackheads in Christmas time.
I rarely see like one single crackhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Typically, if you go to the Tenderloin, you see them in packs.
Yeah. Did I ever say that? Real quick, I was driving through the Tenderloin one morning. It was like 6, 7 a.m., right? Real early. I see this lady come out of her domicile, right? Walks out to the street. She's dressed nice, like business casual, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And I remember just thinking like, oh, she's going to handle business, right?
Right.
Early in the morning, because I'm not usually up early in the morning.
Right.
So I'm just scanning the streets, you know, seeing what's going on, because don't really know that time of day.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, she's about to go handle business. Pulls out a crack pipe.
Hey, if that's not handling business, I don't know what it is.
I was like, oh, golly.
Yeah.
Wow, my perception changed quick. But hey, as long as she was getting to work on time and doing a good job.
Yeah, right? I mean, you know, if you have someone tabbed wrong, you know what I'm saying, and they happen to, you know, blow your mind with something, you know, that you wouldn't see them typically doing, then, you know, joke's on you.
It was just moment. Oh, all right. Hey.
To each his own.
Get down, do you?
Yeah, right.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, well, today I had a epiphany, you know, as I was
little light bulb over your head, huh?
Well, you know, I just thought for a second, and I was like, you know what? Like, there are often times, you know, when we're, you know, walking God's green earth, and we come across a problem or two or three, or maybe we, you know, have conjured up an issue with someone who, you know, we may not be too friendly with. We may be friends. We may be family. Who knows? But it dawned on me how much time it actually takes to get things off your chest. And realistically, it doesn't take much time. It doesn't take much effort. It's probably best if you just air out whatever laundry you have on the person, to the person, you know, so you can squash, you know, whatever you have going on that, you know, whether it's a long standing grudge against that person. I don't know. Maybe you came home and your buddy was clapping your girlfriend. I don't know. Right? Maybe
it's a little more than a grudge.
Well, you know, I'm just saying, maybe
he did something foul. Yeah.
Maybe you came up short on a couple dollars here or there, you know, and you couldn't tab it to one of the people that were in your inner circle, and, you know, like, whatever the case is, you know, pretty much it's a air it out kind of day. It's a get it off your chest. You know, I'm sure I have people out there right now who have a little bit of, I'd say, bitterness or hatred or whatever, dislike in whatever area. That's fine. But one thing that is not okay is not expressing yourself. It's best to just get it out, tell the person how you feel, let that person deal with that, And then whatever comes after that is what comes after that. So,
yeah.
Start off with, question time, maybe a little bit of story time.
Yeah.
Do you have any, people that you feel in your
call out names?
No, not call out names, but in your intermediate circle, do you have a few that you think, you could probably air something out to just dead the drama or I don't know.
Me personally, I'm 100% with you. Whenever I have an issue with someone, the first thing I do is go to that person. I think you said this on the previous podcast. Yeah, I was talking about in the workplace.
Right.
Like in the workplace, anytime there's an issue, I just immediately go to that person. Right. I don't like the back and forth jibber jabber behind people's
But it's
backs.
kind of needed in the workplace. But what about on your outside life? What about in the realm of friendships and shit?
It's the same thing. I've had issues that got aired out publicly. The first thing I do is call people. First thing I do is at least text.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And not everyone is on that train, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah. I don't hold no grudges like that. It's whatever. Because if I have a grudge, I don't think it's a grudge because I'll just be like, yeah, I don't like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, no, it's best to probably voice your opinion or your displeasures about the person to their face. Let it be known.
Yeah. It depends what it is, too.
It does.
If you're being petty, then maybe you don't air it out.
Right. No. But this is the thing. If it is something petty, right, and it is something that you feel a slight way about that just needs to be cleared up, it's probably still better to just bring that petty to the table and ask the correct questions in the correct way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying chest up on somebody. I'm not saying go out and pick a fight with some dude who cut you off in traffic.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's best to probably get whatever you feel out on a platter, right? Serve it up and see how it could be worked past.
Yeah.
Rather than sitting back and having some kind of animosity, or some bitter beer face, for how long can these things go on? I mean, they can go on for days, months, years. I skipped weeks. But it could go on rather than just maybe it was a misunderstanding.
It often is, probably, right?
It often is, right? But you'll never know, unless you bring it to the light.
And even if you pretend things are good, you're still kind of ruining your time,
right?
You know what I mean? So you might as well just
right.
But sometimes it might be petty. There's the one thing I can think of, this is like off the cuff, so I didn't have anything prepared. But one thing that I do hold against people is when I see people like use my joke. Right? I'll see them like post the same shit that I posted as a status. I'm like, come on, you got that joke from me. And then I hate them for months. You can't
all the time think that joke just stemmed from you, though. I mean, maybe.
But if it's someone I'm close with,
maybe it's fitting, though. Maybe they needed to hijack that joke because it was fitting for their time frame right then.
Shout out?
No, of course not.
I don't know.
You're just some regular dude being a guy.
I'm just a guy being a fella.
Why would you deserve a shout out? Fuck's sake.
Right. Fuck me.
I
hold grudges for that shit. So if you motherfuckers that stole my jokes, just know that I know that you stole my fucking jokes.
Right. No, I just think in this day and age that we live in right now, rather than harboring fucking ill will towards people or you know what I mean? Like just hatred or not even hatred, dislike, displeasures. Like I said, it's better to just get it out there.
Way better.
Let that person, get an earful, and then you guys can sit back and come with some kind of resolution. Yeah. Rather than it being just, stale, awkward. You ever been in one of them awkward situations?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like you're sitting back and you're like, all right, there's an obvious issue between me and maybe somebody sitting across from me right here.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm going to let it fester.
Yeah. Fester and rot.
Right. And eventually it's going to smell like dog shit.
Yeah.
Rather than just be like, hey, you know what? How do we get past this?
Yeah.
Did I offend you by something I said? One of my actions? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was it, did I hurt your feel? Did I get to your feelings? Because a lot of people don't like to express their feelings these days. You know what I'm saying? I've never been one of them. Right?
Yeah.
So when the tension's thick, right? And it's similar, like one of those times when you can cut it, you know, with a knife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just super thick. It's like, oh shit, you're walking on eggshells. I can't feel like that. I can't feel like a pit in my stomach every time I sit next to a person.
It feels like the air's thick.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You fucking cut it with a fucking samurai sword.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But like
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, me and you,
right?
We had a little argument on the podcast.
Sure.
Right? And we just, after the podcast, we just talked about it.
Yeah.
Next day, we talked about it again before we recorded the next podcast. And it is what it is.
It is what it is, but it is what it is because we can have
we can communicate.
Right. You know what I mean? And there's not, you know, it's easy for someone to be like, you know what? That person doesn't affect me. I don't need that person around me. I don't need to bring it up to this person. I'm just going to cut all ties. That's easy.
I've done that a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
But eventually, it'd probably be in your best interest to just lay it out there, you know? And I'm not saying, you know, blast someone through a social media post in subliminals.
That's never the right thing.
Right? I'm saying put it out there. Get to the point. You don't have to go in with the mindset of you're trying to win the debate or win the argument or the disagreement. You're trying to beat them.
Yeah, see, that's a bad mindset, and that's what most people have.
Right? You just want to come to the same grounds to understand.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And knowing is half the battle. From the great G.I. Joe cartoons.
Well, I learned like you really got to navigate people's insecurities. You know what I mean? And insecurities come in so many different forms.
That's true.
Like people just think of insecurities as like, oh, I don't like my hair, right?
Right. No.
But it's not. Like sometimes insecurities can show up as like trying to flex up on someone because that's the only power you got.
Right, for sure.
In that moment or that day, that week. And that's why you see like dudes like will flex up on a cashier. And it's just like you're insecure because you have no power in life. You know what I mean? That I see it as insecurity.
Yeah, no, I mean that's very possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably a case for a lot of misunderstandings.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think so too.
Just to I'm not gonna air anything out, you know what I mean, or get anything off my chest. You know what I'm saying, on our platform right now. But, you know, to the people that do have whatever issue, if by chance you are listening to the Humble Finessors, Haven, Scott, Dylan, live
on all your favorite podcast channels.
Hello.
And YouTube.
You do have the option. I challenge people that I'm surrounding myself with to bring it to the table. I have no problem either explaining what I meant or clarifying a situation where you may have felt played. You may have felt like I was getting, a little aggressive. Maybe you dislike me because you think that I said something to one person that I wouldn't say to your face. You're wrong. Let me say that now. But
so is that an open invite to the podcast?
That's an open invite. That's
I will also say open invite to anyone. Come up to the podcast.
There's no problem. We could have a sit down. We could have a powwow. Hell, I'll roll us the fattest joint you've ever smoked. And we could squash this dead beef. Doesn't matter. Because realistically, I have, I got a big family. And I'm sorry, this is long drawn out. I'm sitting over here just taking over and stuff like that.
I'm enjoying this.
But I have a big family. And, one of the things my mom always says is, you should come by and, like I don't mind going by and visiting with my mom, but visiting with some of my family members, it's kind of like, it kind of wears me down. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I've said some nasty things to them. They said some nasty things to me. I'm not completely holding a grudge, but I find myself not always being, ready to just leap into a family event because, it's not the most comfortable for me.
Yeah.
But maybe I need to break down those barriers. Maybe I need to, get over this, put my issues on the table.
Yeah.
And let it be known as to why. You do know what I mean?
I'm glad you just said that because, that just kind of opened my eyes. As much shit as I just talked, and, I'm very upfront, call people if there's an issue, whatever. But, with family, it's kind of different. With family, I let it fester. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like there's nothing I can do. We're always going to be family.
Right.
So, fuck it. Right?
Right.
And maybe I should, maybe I should fix that.
It's just weird because you know what I used to always tell my mom when she tells me, come by, we can make some dinner. I'll have the rest of the family over. Or, I always tell her, I'm not overly concerned with the issues I have with certain portions of my family because I'm grown and I have a family of my own. And whatever's under this roof is typically what I spend my worry and concerns on. Right?
Yeah.
But that's wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to air the dirty laundry. I need to get it out there on a surface level. Mm-hmm. And then we can play cleanup after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everything, whatever outlandish thing you have that you think you could bring to the table to me and tell me personally, this is what you do I don't like, ABC, right? This is what I think you can do to fix it, XYZ, right?
Yeah.
There's no problem with bringing that. But the thing
it's hard for people to think that logically and lay it out. People let their emotions run wild.
Yeah, that's a fact. But there's nothing wrong with coming to some sort of common ground and resolution. Mm-hmm. But the one thing there is a problem with is having a problem with somebody with no way of fixing it.
Yeah.
If you bring a problem to me on any level, but you don't have a way to fix that issue,
yeah.
Guess whose issue that is now?
Yeah.
That's your issue. Have that. Enjoy that.
It could be something that's just can't be fixed, right? As an example, my father, there's nothing to do to change him. He's always going to be a shithead, right?
Sure.
So it's there is no solution, right?
But
so is that my problem?
I mean, if you've brought the problem to him,
yeah,
and fed him, a little bit of crack sprinkled on top. I don't know, a solution to the problem to fix the problem, right? And he hasn't jumped on top of it, then it becomes his problem.
Okay,
but if
I see what you're saying.
but if you say, look, you know what? I have a problem with this. I have a problem with that.
And then walk away.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's fine. You leave it on their head. At least you do that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a start, right?
But that's the biggest thing in most jobs, most businesses, most friendships. If you have a problem, bring the solution. If you don't have the solution, don't bring the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
I think me, myself, at least, I'm getting to the age where my skin is so thick, I could take damn near anything somebody can say to me. And, I mean, I'm going to have an immediate reaction, a knee-jerk reaction. That kind of comes with the territory. But depending on how it's laid out, and maybe the solution is fitting, what can I say except throw my hands up? Oh, you know what? You're fucking right.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I challenge anyone that may come across this, may listen to this, that has a problem with me on any level, bring the problem with the solution and we can work on that. If it's something that you heard that I said and it's true, I'm going to be the first one to be like, facts. I said that. And I said that for this exact reason.
Yeah.
But we can work past that if we do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
All right.
My thing is like, I'm big on tough love. I've said it multiple times. So like, a lot of people will take the shit I say as like just trying to be insulting.
Sure.
But I'm not. Like, if I take the time to say anything to you, like, it means I care. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I really do care about people. And, but yeah, it comes across. I'm trying to work on that. But I'm very, very proud of myself because I pretty much no longer call people names or like insult people. Like, you know, of course, when you're younger, you do.
Right. No, it comes with age.
Yeah. So I'm definitely like, I won't insult anybody. You can call me a name. You can, you know, call me a dickhead. You can call me whatever.
Right.
I'm not going to call you a name. I'm going to stick to the argument. And that's what it is. Even if you can't figure it out or you don't want to come to that agreement, at least I can feel good about myself. Like, all right, well, I approached it the right way.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, I mean, not everyone can do that, though.
No.
People, like I said, you got to navigate people's insecurity.
That's true.
So some people, if you just bring up a problem, that's like, oh my God, how dare you? Mm-hmm. How dare you bring up this problem?
Right.
Right? Even if it's in confidence and one-on-one situation or whatever. But I mean, it is what it is. But I completely agree. Like, you need to just confront shit. Communication is key, right? Mm-hmm. Like, shit, I had problems with some friends that I thought were friends. Went to an establishment where one of them was working, right? And it wasn't my choice. It was someone I was with.
Okay.
So a young lady. She wanted to go there. I was like, all right, but I might get in a fist fight.
Right.
But we'll go. Right? So I went. The person was there. I said, what's up? And, you know, it was, I mean, it was a little awkward, I guess, but it was just like, what's up? And, you know, I checked the temperature. It was fine. We weren't going to throw down right there.
Sure, yeah.
So I just told him straight up, these are the issues. So-and-so, you know, said this and that. I don't like that. So it's whatever. So I didn't have a problem with you, but you're part of it. So you let me know.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And it was all love. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. We talked it out. Good.
Right.
Right? That's someone I don't have to like worry about. I don't have to feel awkward about. I don't have to feel whatever.
Yeah, a threat from or any kind of given heat.
Yeah, or just like criticism, whatever.
Right.
That person went ahead and just started it all up again.
Okay.
After we had the face-to-face, right?
And that's their choice, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just like some people, there's nothing you can really do, right?
Sure. And I get that. But, you know, just thinking about, you know, an issue. See, I'm bad at it because I'll let something sit on my brain and I'll rack my brain around it 50 times thinking, you know what?
I'm an overthinker.
Let me run this through my brain again and make sure that I'm sure that I'm like I'm not taking this completely out of context. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I do that. I'm an overthinker and an analyzer. And
but to a certain extent, if it eats at me long enough, I usually just flat out try and reach out to understand, you know, so we can have that common ground.
Yeah.
And maybe I did take things, you know, out of context. Maybe I did, you know, let one word or one phrase get to me that it shouldn't have got to me like that.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I'm just.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Just throwing it around. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone needs to just be open about shit. Confront it. Don't let it fester. What are you going to go through life miserable because you're worried about, you know, some issue with someone? Like,
right.
That's the thing. I still have issues with people, but on my end, it don't exist because I tried. I put it out there, said this is why I feel this way. I don't understand why you feel that way or whatever. Right. And they don't have an answer.
Right.
What can I do?
Right.
What can I do?
Exactly. But this is the thing too. To the people that do, let me clear this up real quick. To the people that do not just have a problem with myself, but since, you know, some finessors. If you have a problem with me, right, and you're playing it off as if you don't, I'm just going to tell you right now, do a better job.
That's crazy.
Just do a better job, okay? Because I'm keen enough to know awkward, tension.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Sticky situations. You know, beady eyes are staring at you, right? Waiting for you to, you know, something you say so they can jump on it. You know what I mean? Or something you do so they can pounce and be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So just know, try harder to cover that up, because I'm often in circles where I know tension has been thick. Yeah. On different people's, you know, for different reasons by different people, but it's always best to hear it out. Yeah. And if afterwards, you know what? If afterwards you're like, you know what? Fuck you. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Well, fuck you too. At least we got over that. Yeah. Okay.
At least now you know where it's at.
Right. We can dead it, go our separate ways. I just never speak again.
I just don't like when the energy changes. That's what bothers me. I don't like when it's one way on social media.
But you can feel it though.
Yeah, right? No, yeah, but I'm just saying I don't like when it's one way on social media, then I see you in person and it's like, oh, what's up?
Okay, well, X social media out.
Yeah.
On a face-to-face, because that's all you can take people for is face-to-face.
No, but I mean, social media is kind of like drunk words or sober thoughts. It's kind of like that. Social media gives people the fuel.
The gully.
To like get out of pocket, right?
Right.
So it's like, and I'm big on social media, so it's like, people may think that of me, but I promise you, it's the same thing if you see me. Whatever I said, I don't backtrack, and I know a lot of people that backtrack.
See, I'm not...
They're Dion. Dion off the snap with their backpedaling.
Sure. And I wouldn't doubt that. But like, as far as, you know, how serious you could take somebody's words off of social media. I mean, that's like me taking somebody serious when they're showing stacks of fake hundreds and shit that they bought from your local bodega, right? Like, I can't take that shit serious at all.
I agree with that, except the fact that if it's a personal thing with you, how do you not take that serious? It's not stunting. Like, I mean, I guess it could be.
It is.
But I don't know. If we could, I'm not going to do it because, you know, a lot of these relationships have been mended and things like that. But if I could go down the list of people whose energy switched, it would be funny stories.
People wouldn't say if you stunting for the gram if people weren't really stunting for the gram on any, you know, in any form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's trying to play you false through social media, or holding big wads of cash that ain't theirs. You know what I'm saying? Or driving a car that's rented. Or, you know, there's all kinds of scenarios where social media can kind of get
that shit though.
That's what I'm saying. But okay, on a level where it's strictly about, you know, you're sitting in arm's length of a person. Yeah. And you can feel, you know, the heat. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not talking about the fuzz. I'm talking about the heat. Yeah. Right? It's better to just air it out. Yeah. You know? I don't need to be in the same room because I'm boisterous. I like to laugh. You know? I'm gonna feel the tension, and damn it, I'm a dick. All right? I'm gonna feel the tension. And the only way for me to get that completely off my shoulders is to laugh more. Yeah. Right? And to sidestep and
it's all about good times, good vibes.
Right. Vibes. And try and play the vibe right. Yeah. Right? But to some people that have a hard time doing that, just try harder.
I feel bad for those people.
Just try harder though. There's nothing wrong with you know, steering a conversation in a group setting in your way. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if you're upset, you know, or you're feeling, you know, some kind of anxiety because you're in a circle with a person that you just do not like to deal with.
Yeah.
Probably be in your best interest just to air that.
Pull them aside. Be like,
It's not, I'm not saying put it out there on Front Street in front of everyone else.
Yeah.
Because that's a little immature. I would say pull them to the side, say what you need to say.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can come to an understanding.
Yeah.
Shake hands afterwards or whatever. But
doing that is so much easier though when you actually have like, if you move genuine.
Right.
And you have good intentions, right?
Sure.
Because we all fuck up, but if you have good intentions, like me, I have no problem apologizing. If I fuck up, I'll apologize.
Yeah.
No problem. And you know what I mean? But some people, they can't do that. They'd rather sidestep. They'd rather pivot. They'd rather, you know what I mean? Find any other excuse to not just apologize and man up.
That's a young trait.
It is. But like me, I'm just like, I try my best to be a good person. I really, like I said, I don't insult people anymore. I try to be kind. I try to it's just on the day to day in the street. Like if I see someone, I try to be kind to them. And, it's not always easy because, I get in bad moods and shit. But I get road rage is like my big hurdle. Like that's the one I get real angry on the road, right? So it's like something I got to work on. But it's like I know my intentions are good. And then in a situation, if I apologize. But other situations, I'm not tripping on it because it's like I know what I did. I didn't do anything that was malicious or crazy. Like,
sure.
You know what I mean? So, but like you said, if anyone feels differently, I'm totally open to hearing that.
Right.
Because I'm trying to be a better person every day I wake up. Like I'm trying to improve. So if there's an improvement that you think I could make, I'm fine with hearing that.
Right.
This guy criticizes me constantly.
All the time. All the time. And I mean, I'm not as forgiving as most when I'm criticizing certain people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
go ahead.
No, it's like me and you and some mutual things, we had a little, it wasn't like a beef, but it was like, it was some weird shit, it was some tension, right? And I didn't see you for like a year probably. Mm-hmm. And when you had just moved over here, I saw you, right? And we had a long conversation outside.
Right.
Right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, my friends. Squeezy.
But did I get straight to the point?
I mean, probably. I don't remember exactly, like,
I remember.
I'm sure.
See, this is how petty I am. He's past his petty side.
Yeah.
But we did have our.
Yeah.
But I remember going straight for the kill because I don't want to feel in any circumstance like I have, you around. Or I'm around you in a different setting. You know what I'm saying?
Someone's near you and you just feel the heat coming off them.
Yeah, and it just doesn't. And then also too, I'm too old to be sitting back, faking,
gossiping and shit.
Not even just faking. I'm not. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to fake smile. Oh, hey, shake your hand. Nah, if there's an issue, I like to have it resolved right then.
Yeah.
Man to man, man to woman, on whatever, I'm gonna act mature. I'm not gonna just go for the jugular, right?
Yeah.
But I would rather it be aired out than sit back and have something on my brain.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
It's just detrimental to everything.
Right. It's just
detrimental to the situation.
Right.
Detrimental to your psyche. It's detrimental to everything. There's no point.
Yeah, it's just, trim that fat.
Yeah.
Trim that fat.
There's not a single person I've had an issue with that I didn't reach out at some point. Like some of them I'll let it go because it's like, well, you don't want to have a real conversation about it. I'll let it go. And that's the harsh truth too, is sometimes you grow past people.
Right.
Or you just grow apart.
Right.
Not necessarily one person better than the other. You just grow apart, you see things differently.
Right.
Or whatever. And that's fine. And luckily I'm good at that. It was a big hurdle for me in high school. Like the beginning of high school, I had these two best friends. They're like my best buddies after we left McKinley, right? Because Marcel went to MA, right? So at Woodside, I had these two friends that were like my best friends. The ones I knew from McKinley, right?
Right.
and it was three kids, so it was like someone was always being left out, right?
Sure.
And I feel terrible about some of the fucking bullying I did and shit. With your brother, one time we made one of the kids cry.
Oh, that's
just you know, I honestly feel terrible about that shit. Like that shit kills me to think about. But like, it came around where it ended up being my turn to be the one left out. You know what I mean? And I went like a whole summer, like, you know, being upset because my friends were like leaving me out of shit.
Right.
All this and that. And
Tables turn.
Yeah, and I was a little different from them. So like their parents like judged me and shit. Like I was the bad kid and all this shit. You know what I mean? And then I think going into like sophomore year, beginning of the year, they were still acting funny. I remember one day, it was like the morning break or whatever at school, right? I went to where we all kicked it every day, right next to the quad at Woodside, right? We all kicked it right there every day. Walk over, I'm like talking to them, and they're just acting funny. So I literally just walked away. And it was my two best friends. That moment, I walked away, and I didn't talk to them for like months. And I just like walked around, you know, like a fucking loser.
Sure.
But I had that weight off my shoulders. Like, I'm not going to accept that no more, right?
Right.
But part of me was probably karma. I probably deserved it.
Okay.
For bullying the other two at some point.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm not saying I was the victim, right? Maybe I deserved it. But it was still like a learning moment. Like, yes, those are like your best friends, but it's like they might not be the best people for you. Right. And you might not be the best people for them. So it's like, true. I learned that right there, walked away, made a new set of friends from people I knew growing up. You know what I mean? And kicked it with them for the rest of my high school. Right. Right. Like, and those two kids, like I've only talked to them a handful of times since then. If we run into each other, one of them went to Foothill when I was at Foothill for a while. So I would see him and be like, what's up? How you doing? Like, you know, no beef. Right. It's just, at that moment, we grew apart, but it was a big moment for me I just literally looked at them and was like, nah, like I'm done with this, and just walked away. And that was it. Yeah. And it's, you know, sometimes it's best to just walk away from people, but you should communicate before that. Right. And air out your grievances or your issues.
Right. Is there a way to put a Band-Aid on this? Is there a way to... Yeah. You know what I mean? Without, you know, like, you know, somebody's mind is made up that, you know, it's pretty much a wrap. That's fine too. But is there a way to doctor this up so that we could still move and it's not awkward? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Or is it so bad that we should just not be around each other? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because there's some moments where it's like, it's so bad, you're just like, damn, he might like swing on me. Like he might just snake me out of nowhere. Sure. Right? And you're just like, nobody wants to feel that on edge. You know what I mean?
But just, you know, I mean, people, you know, people don't need to, you know, be in deep conversation with somebody, look over and then see glaring eyes from another person, you know, who, you know, they're not as solid with, you know what I'm saying? You know, that reason you two may not be as solid, maybe that person's fault. You know, but not airing it out is not getting anything done. So let's just be adults. Yeah. People. Right?
100% agree.
Just get this aired out. I'm kind of done with my rant. I apologize. I thought about it today. I just had to get it out there. Yeah. You know, there's no reason to sit back. You know, same with relationships. If you're boyfriend, girlfriend, if you're
especially in relationships,
right? If you're husband and wife, right? You need to air the laundry. You know, air it all out. Whatever way you feel about it, and just leave that on the plate for them to eat and see how they feel about it. But come with the solution. Don't just come with the issue and then just you know. So just that's
You know what it is too. Like kind of off that was like. Damn, I kind of lost my train of thought.
It happens.
It's gone. Train of thought's totally gone.
Is it?
Yeah, it was a good one too. Because like, so I'm like,
this guy doesn't smoke weed, but he loses his train of thought. That's crazy.
I just lost it again.
God damn it! Are you serious? I apologize.
That was enough to just nudge me
I
off.
apologize. I apologize.
No. So I'm like a genuine person. So like, if we ever had a moment, we ever shared a laugh, if we ever had great memories, if you ever put food in my belly, like I'm always have love for you. Like I'm not gonna like I'll listen to what you have to say. You know what I mean?
Right.
But some people they don't move like that. So it's like you can't really expect everyone to have those same motives, I guess.
That's true. That's true.
And there was more to that, but I lost it.
Well, everyone's not built the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people are younger than others. Some people's mindsets are a little bit more selfish than others. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it can't, you know, conflict can arise, but usually level heads are the ones who come out at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Again,
I want everyone to win. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I want everyone to improve.
I want to root everyone on at the finish line.
I know what it
waving
is.
the flag.
Like,
right?
I know what it is. There's some people. This is what I was trying to say.
Okay.
I got it back.
Some
people will have ulterior motives. Right? They'll shake your hand and all that,
fact.
but they don't want to see you win because it makes them feel insecure. Like I said,
Correct.
You have to navigate their insecurities.
Right.
So I've noticed those people will judge you based on how they move. So they think you have ulterior motives because they do.
Right.
So they're like, oh, you must have them too. And I've gotten that a few times where I'm like, you think I'm faking this? No, I wish you well.
That's huge.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, because like that, I've gotten that a lot. If I wish you well, I wish you well. I'm not trying to see anyone fall.
Right.
Especially people, if you have kids or a family or something like that, I don't want you to fucking fail.
Right.
So your kids are fuck ups and then they end up robbing me at the ATM.
No, you're just no. You're just passing out free kudos just to do it.
Yeah.
You're just giving your well wishes just to do it.
Exactly.
That's like that's crazy that people.
They'll judge you on their secret mission.
Right. No,
they're
sure.
like, I'm on a secret mission, so you must be on a secret mission.
I'm covert. You know what I mean? I'm a spy. Yeah, no, it's weird. It's weird, but you know, before we move along, you know, on our next topic, I'm going to say this one more time. If you have an issue on any level, you heard something I've said to someone else about you and think I will not repeat that to you. If you have whatever inkling in your mind that tells you I don't feel comfortable around this dude.
Yeah.
There's some kind of tension. It's awkward. Whatever. Bring it to the table. Bring the issue and bring the resolution.
Yeah.
Okay? And we can move forward.
I probably reached out to anyone that has an issue. I probably reached out. So, and if I didn't, it's probably because I don't know you have an issue. So go ahead.
That's another thing, though.
Yeah.
We may not even know that there's an issue.
Yeah.
And now you're standing there like, okay, I just got a weird ass vibe.
Yeah.
What seems to be the quarrel?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's certain things I do that I know rub people the wrong way.
Right.
But it's not intentional.
Right.
Like, you know, I'm super always busy. Like, I'm always trying to work on something. So it's hard for me to like hit people up.
Right.
Because I'll just get lost in editing or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll wake up already stressing, like, I got to get this done. I got to do this. Mm-hmm. So I don't hit people up. I don't check in. And that's something I definitely got to work on.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but stuff like that is not malicious. It's not intentional. Right. So it's like, hit me. You just be like, oh, you never check in. Where you at? Like,
it's easy.
And be like, yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? How are things? You're right.
Right. I mean, I'm typically an asshole. People know me to be an asshole. You know what I mean? And I mean, people typically know me to say exactly how I feel about a certain subject, about a person or whatever. But if you think for 1 second I wouldn't repeat that same thing to your face, you are mistaken, my friend. So
yeah.
We can skirt around this.
I have something to air out then. We're being from Redwood City, right? This is going to be for the locals. The locals will really dig this one, hopefully. So if you don't know where Redwood City is, I'm sure everyone listening knows us, so you know where Redwood City is or you're from Redwood City. Yeah. But it's right in between San Francisco, San Jose. Two major cities.
Right.
Right? Silicon Valley.
Boom.
All the tech shit started here, right? All your favorite PC shit, most of it was started here, right?
Yeah.
So I've never understood growing up why the fuck all these white guys from Redwood City want to be fucking cowboys so bad.
I haven't even noticed it.
You haven't noticed that?
Nah.
All the lifted trucks and the cowboy hats and the fucking this saddle.
Where is
room?
this?
Everywhere. You didn't have them at school?
I think we had one
since
or
Woodside.
two.
There was a whole group of like rednecks, Redwood City rednecks.
I think there was one.
I just don't
dude.
get it.
Maybe there were more. I was blind to it.
Maybe, but there's plenty. And it's like, it doesn't matter how high you lift your truck. Doesn't matter how many belt buckles you wear or how many Keith Urban concerts you go to at Shoreline Amphitheater. You're not a fucking cowboy. You're from Redwood City. I know Redwood City sounds like it's the fucking country, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not. So you fucking Trump supporting rednecks from Redwood City are fucking weird. All right? You're fucking weird. I just had to air that out.
Why do they immediately have to be Trump supporters because they're cowboys? Why?
A lot of them are.
Oh,
I've seen it.
really?
I know some of them, like, personally, like, you know, I know them from growing
Wranglers and shit kickers. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and lifted trucks and shit, and they fucking... This isn't Kentucky. I don't know what the fuck you thought this was. This is the San Francisco Bay Area. This is like the liberal Mecca. You fucking idiots.
I mean, no, we are, what, 3 skips away from Gilroy, though. And I mean, that's pretty...
Then go to Gilroy.
Move
to Morgan Hill with your fucking lifted trucks.
Morgan Hill, huh?
These fucking lifted trucks. You don't do shit but go to the snow 3 times a year and your fucking big ass truck. You fucking idiots. You pull the truck out for your fucking Daisy Chicks concert at fucking the Shoreline.
You see this? You see what he's doing right now? He's airing it out, right? But he's coming with a solution. He said, just get the fuck out of here, move to Gilroy.
Go to Gilroy.
It's
then
fine.
you can, then you might be able to fucking transport some hay.
Wrangle you a buck.
Yeah, you're driving around fucking Silicon Valley in a big ass truck. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Dude,
You've never even seen a cow. You're wearing cowboy hats and shit. You fucking weirdos, man.
I'm having a real hard time picturing the last time I seen somebody in a cowboy hat in Redwood City, dude. Maybe I'm just blind to it.
Well, I don't see him like around as much. I mean, it's all techies now.
Because I drive around Redwood City, I'm constant back and forth between schools.
I mean, it's all techies now. But this is more of a thing like growing up that I saw. Maybe cause you were at MA, maybe there was less over there. But at Woodside, there was like a whole fucking counterculture of like rednecks. And they weren't like that before. I knew them, some of them. I played Little League with them. Like, I knew where the fuck they were from. You're from a regular-ass suburb south of San Francisco.
It's true. It's true.
You know what I mean?
This isn't.
You don't own horses. Like, stop.
Yeah, you're not out on, 100 acres.
Yeah. It's really the Trump thing that I let it slide all these years. Now the Trump thing fucks it up.
Yeah, well,
Hey, I'm just saying you guys are weird. All right? It's fine.
She's trying to make them understand. No, and I dig it. I mean, I don't really have anything to really add to that. Like I said, I could just be blind to it. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
You know what I say?
Go to a fucking Tim McGraw concert. And you'll see all the Redwood City rednecks.
Do you honestly know what I see more than that? I see
fucking flannels.
I see the Mexicans in the cowboy boots with the matching belt buckle.
I dig that
and the matching
I like
matching swagging hat. But that's what I'm saying. Like I think that's just swag.
Yeah, those are the ones you don't want to fuck with.
Yeah, those are the ones with the 3 buttons unbuttoned and they got their fucking their medallion jeweling by their lunch meat hair on their chest.
But I think they're more
swagging.
But I think they're more connected to that culture from home.
Oh, you mean like cowboys and
like
horse?
I guarantee you, most of the Migos you see like that, they have a ranch in their family that they go visit. You know what I mean? How many of these Redwood City rednecks have a fucking ranch? Huh? We played Little League together, you fucks. You didn't have a fucking horse. You didn't come to practice on a horse.
Keep saying we played Little League together. God damn it!
Because I'm just saying,
you listened to Tupac back then, and now you're fucking
Like we didn't have regulate on. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
You know what I mean? They took that shit to heart. Regulators. They were like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was based on a cowboy thing. Anyways.
That's...
I'm just saying it weird, but the Migos, I dig that. You know what I mean? They're probably connected to it.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean?
They have ranches and shit.
I give them all the respect due, you know what I'm saying? They're swagging, you know what I mean? I mean, typically their jeans are worth fucking like $250 or something like that. I see them all over Redwood City.
Yeah.
But I just to say, I see that more in Redwood City, and I see the
well, it's yeah. Well, that's the thing though. The Redwood City rednecks, they like play the part, so they'll just look like normal. You know what I mean? And then as soon as Tim McGraw comes on tour,
yeah,
they got their flannels and belt buckles and fucking cowboy boots.
All right.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, be cool, because we all know how those concerts end.
What? Not with police presence.
Maybe with a madman shooting a rifle off of
yeah.
I'm just joking.
That was low, man.
I was just joking a little bit.
That was low.
That was...
No, I don't know. It was just...
I didn't expect to go over your head. I thought you were going to get it immediately and get a chuckle, but...
Sorry.
I was wrong.
Forgive me.
I was wrong. I shouldn't have brought that
That
up.
was just a funny thing. I just was thinking about that the other day, like growing up. Like all of a sudden, it was like high school age. All of a sudden, all these fucking cowboys show up. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
You used to wear like Stussy shirts and
and
Airwalks
and Janko jeans.
Yeah, you used to be like a skater. Like,
beyond baggies from Miller's Outpost.
You used to be a skater, now all of a sudden you're a cowboy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a little strange. I could see why you'd have a little bit of a little contempt for them and stuff like that, but
it is what it is.
Is there any daily news we can go through before we wrap this up? Is there anything Kobe won an Oscar?
Oh yeah, that was I didn't even know about that film. Was it a short film?
It was a
documentary.
It was a short film. It was him and some other dude, and it was like a 2-minute poem about basketball or something like that.
I'd heard about it after, but I didn't know it was like up for the Oscars.
That's all I read on it. I just breezed by it real fast. A lot of people were fucking up in arms about Kobe Bryant winning an Oscar. That does not in any way mean that he is better than Michael Jordan. You guys,
it's a great accomplishment, though.
It is a great accomplishment.
Kudos.
I mean, I'm gonna go out there and say I can't believe the white folks gave it to you, but there were actually a few other African Americans who won Oscars.
It was they say a big night for diversity.
Yeah,
right?
they're trying to change their ways after they blackballed so many. But me personally, I don't watch the Oscars. I don't care about people collecting rewards and fucking.
I don't mind though. I've always been a cinephile, but in the past few years, I barely watch any movies. So it's like I didn't see any of these.
Yeah, I mean, when you got Meryl Streep sitting front row, just give me the clicker so I can turn to ESPN. I don't really care for that.
Everyone loves her right now.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. She said some fucking ridiculous ass shit in the recent year, though. It's just fucking. Meryl Streep is an idiot, so it's
I saw the cast of Black Panther was very excited to see Meryl Streep.
That's cool. I mean, fuck, dude. She's also the one that said fucking UFC should be outlawed. She doesn't even know what she's talking about. She doesn't fucking know much about sports. I don't even know why she fucking commented on it. But that's my big gripe about why. You play everyone's mom in movies and shit. I mean, find a new role, Meryl Streep. It's all good, but whatever. Is there anything else
trying to think of like some sports stuff?
You'd like to touch on?
Wasn't there some big NFL news, or am I tripping?
Not that I know of, but
Alden Smith.
What is that?
Alden Smith.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Alden Smith.
I know who he is. I don't know what the
fuck. Did he win Rookie of the Year?
Who?
Defensive Rookie of the Year, right? Alden Smith.
From where?
Niners and Raiders? What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay. What's his news about? What hit me?
Domestic abuse, and he was on the run. Then he posted weird shit on Instagram. Like, he definitely has CTE.
They said you could blame that. You could blame that on Harbaugh when he was with the Niners.
Think so?
Well, that's what a lot of people say. They say that Woody got that DUI back when he was with the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't suspend him a game. They just threw him back in. He felt like he was untouchable because while he was under It's John Harbaugh, right? While he was under John Harbaugh.
Wait, what?
Jim
John is Ravens.
I thought it was Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh is Niners. John Harbaugh is Ravens.
While he was under Harbaugh, one of the Harbaughs,
Jim.
they let him just get away with everything. So he kind of fell off from that. He didn't know.
Well, apparently the NFL has these really strict rules where if a player's suspended or something like that, the teams aren't allowed to contact them at all.
Okay.
So basically, Jack Del Rio was saying how fucked up it was because when Alden was having trouble, and him and the Raiders couldn't do anything to help. They weren't allowed to. So basically, if you can imagine, just to be a little sympathetic, not for the whatever domestic violence, of course not at all.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, take it, as a human being that obviously has issues, to have some structure with an NFL team, right? To all of a sudden you're cut off. You're not even allowed phone calls with that team,
right?
Your coach is supposed to be, somewhat of a father figure,
Correct.
Someone you trust and looks out for you. And now all of a sudden you're not allowed to talk to him,
right?
That's got to be difficult. And I especially saw it when he got it. It was like his second DUI or some shit, and they interviewed him walking out of the jail.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw that video, but it was like strange. Like you could just tell he was a little off. And then he was just like, they were like, "So did you get arrested for DUI?" And he was like, "Nah." Like that's how he was answering. It was just weird, you know what I mean? And he just straight up lied. Like, "Yeah, I was visiting a friend, like in jail."
Yeah.
But it's like he just got arrested. Like we have the reports, sir.
Yeah.
Like we know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I think he definitely has CTE. When you see someone like him or like Aaron Hernandez, when they go off the rails that fast,
right?
Like there's got to be something to it.
Yeah.
And, one thing that people don't bring up a lot is his girl left him for his quarterback. So I'm sure that wasn't easy. I have to sympathize with that. That can't be easy. What?
Nothing. He's your common fuck up, people. Yeah. Okay. You know what I mean? For her to, she upped her life, probably her life standings by moving on to the quarterback. He was fucking up.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm saying, but put
consistent
yourself in his
fuck
shoes.
up though.
No, but I think she left like before any of the big stuff.
Oh, great. Well,
But I'm just saying, I try to be empathetic because I think that's the only way we can learn from things, right?
Yeah.
Even if someone does something fucking terrible, I'm gonna try to be like, well, let's understand why and where it started.
Sure.
And part of me wants to be petty, like, man, fuck this, fuck these people, fuck this guy, fuck
right,
this.
right.
But I don't think. I feel like that'll just keep human beings in the same kind of like tribal,
right?
Mindset where it's like, oh, you did something wrong, we're gonna chop off your hand, right? You stole bread, we're gonna chop off your hand. Like, it's just kind of barbaric in a way, and I feel like humanity is sort of on the cusp where we need to start like seeing things in a more, I don't know, like objective way, I guess.
Okay. Instead of subjective.
Instead of like emotional, like,
okay,
because because someone does something terrible, and we get angry, we get upset, we're like, man, fuck them, kill that person, right? Execute them. But doesn't that just kind of perpetuate the same thing? A little bit. If we don't learn from why that happened,
sure.
I feel this is what treat the disease, not just the symptoms.
Okay, I can understand.
That's what I mean. So like Alden, yeah, he should get in trouble for all the shit he's done, but we should also examine how he got to that point to do those stupid things.
It's by coaches letting him being passive and not letting and not giving him any punishment. He doesn't know punishment.
I think it probably happened way before then.
Oh yeah, college. Well, college too, but
I mean, as a teenager, it might have had like,
Well, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think eventually, with any case, we have to like really see the lineage of someone, like, so we can understand and catch things as early as possible. Especially with CTE, right? Like that's something like, I don't know. There's got to be a way, but isn't CTE? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't CTE the one they can't diagnose until after you're dead.
Yeah. That's why Junior Seau donated his organs or his brain to science.
I drove by where he killed himself.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Weird,
you had it on an episode, right?
Nah, it's probably Snapchat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I saw it on that. There's one other thing that's on the lighter side of, rather than and on a downer.
Yeah.
They're talking about maybe paying college athletes.
They should.
They've earned it. Maybe I'll. Would you enjoy watching some more college if they actually were paid?
I would. Yeah.
I think they would play at a higher level.
This is the thing. I mean, the only reason. Do you watch college?
Not at all.
Not at all.
They don't pay those slaves.
Yeah. Did you before though?
Never.
So you never enjoyed college sports?
I don't watch it because they don't pay those slaves.
So even when you were 14, you were like, they don't pay them. I'm not watching.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Come on.
I never watched college.
Okay, but it wasn't because of that.
I never watched college because I thought that they deserved something more than just free tuition. Right. And then once they're not playing anymore, the tuition's gone.
All right. I'll take your word for it, but I don't think at 14 you gave a fuck or thought about it.
At 14, I didn't really become involved in football and basketball until I was like 16 at all. On any level. Yeah. On NBA, NFL, I didn't really care too much about it until, but then that was, like when I could decide to turn the channel on a NCAA football game, I was turning the channel because I was always like, that's.
Yeah. Well, I've never been into college sports that much, save for a few instances, you know what I mean? Like, Allen Iverson at Georgetown, I loved. Mm-hmm. The O'Bannon brothers at UCLA, I loved that era. Ed and Charles. And there's been some football people. When Eddie George was in college, like I loved watching him. Yeah. Right? So it was like every once in a while, something would catch my attention. But otherwise, I didn't watch it for a few reasons. One of the reasons being I didn't go to a big college. Right? So I don't feel invested.
I think you said that on another podcast. You said all these motherfuckers wearing Stanford shit. Yeah. You didn't fucking go to Stanford, dude.
Stanford doesn't give a fuck about you.
That's what
and you're over here representing them. Like, at least the 49ers pretend. The 49ers pretend to give a fuck about me.
To love their fans.
Yeah,
They don't care about you.
Stanford doesn't give a fuck. Right now, Stanford will kick me off the campus now if I walk around. If I walk around too long. Right?
That's why you hate Stanford. You said that too. Dude.
Yeah. Fuck you, Stanford. No, but I don't feel invested.
Right.
The game is way sloppier. Right.
Right.
And then there's just too much. Like there's too many teams. The players change too much.
Right.
But if they actually start doing the right thing, pay these players and whatnot, I'll try to tune in more just to support. Yeah. Just to support the young, the young athletes, because a lot of them, overwhelming majority, won't make it to the next level, right? This is their last hurrah. So I would definitely support it more. And that's the thing with the Something or Other tour, we want to go to like all the stadiums. So I recently just started kind of looking at some college games because
Berkeley has a nice venue.
Yeah, I've driven by it, but I've never been inside. So I'd love to do a sold there at some point.
You know what? What they explained though, and it was what's the guy? This is Dick Vitale, Dick UV.
Yeah,
right. He was explaining the other night. He said the college specifically doesn't have to pay them, right? But what they can do is allow the players to be paid for appearances, autograph signings,
their stardom,
right?
And jersey sales.
Jersey sales.
Yeah.
What else? There's.
I agree with that. Anything that ties to that player specifically, they should be allowed to monetize that.
And then Steve Kerr said last night or earlier today, he said that he thinks the NBA should work something out with the NCAA to where if a kid leaves school to become an NBA player and isn't signed, he should have the option to go back to school. And that's
they don't have that?
No, dude. If you leave school and you go for the draft, and you go undrafted,
I didn't know
you can't go back to school.
I didn't know
you don't get like
what about the players that do go back and get their degree?
They they're shelling out themselves. They're not really.
Okay.
They're not on the tuition.
So you're saying so the player could still go back to school, but they lose all the scholarships and the financial aid and all that.
Right.
Okay.
And that's what Steve Kerr said, and that's a fucking great idea. I think that would add a little bit of life into them. It wouldn't make me want to watch them. I want them to be paid some substantial money.
Yeah. I agree. At the very least, give them a simple allowance.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the very least, give them that they can live on.
Right.
Just enough to live on.
Right.
And then on the outside, let them get paid for their starter.
Right. Those fucks aren't hurting for any fucking money. They can give up some pretty pennies, goddammit. But we're gonna have to wrap this up, dude. It's been great. It's been great.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any last
is there any last
I don't think so.
Last ditch efforts.
Pay those fucking kids.
Pay those kids.
Get it off your fucking chest.
Yeah, get it off your chest.
Take your cowboy hat off if you don't have fucking cows.
And shit kickers.
If you don't own a pasture, you take the fucking belt.
If you're not out
off.
milking cows at 5 a.m., you fucking motherfucker. But we're gonna end this signing off. Humble Finessors, episode 38, and it's in the books.
All right,
peace out.
The Humble Finessors on air with A.